Hi, and thanks for joining me for another Cricut tutorial. Today we're taking a look at printable iron-on with the Cricut EasyPress 2. I recorded this on a Facebook Live video, so you're going to hear a little bit of banter and chatter back and forth with the Facebook Live participants, but I did try to edit most of it out. So let's jump right into it. Thought I would go ahead and go in the EasyPress group. Hey Terry, go ahead and do it here in the EasyPress group, and we're going to do some printable iron-on. This is the one that we did on YouTube for my granddaughter. This is the Printable Iron-On Light by Online Labels, and the brand is JetPro SS heat transfer paper, and it is the iron-on transfer paper for light. They also make an iron-on for dark transfer paper from Online Labels. This JetPro SS, that's my favorite one at the moment that you can get. If you can find the Cricut one, I've had no problems with that. It's just no longer available online. So when you print this, you're going to go into Design Space, and let me flip you over there, right here. And this image that I'm going to do is for my grandson. I also have some jamming pins to make for him that are marble material. They're super cute. I'll show you that when we're done. But I wanted to do the Spider-Man, and the only thing you need to be aware of when this is a Cricut Design Space image, and you can see it comes in as a, well, I already switched it. It comes in as a cut file in all of these layers, but I don't want to print each of these layers separately, and I want to make sure that it is a printable image. So you just want to make sure you select all and flatten, and I just selected everything and right click and click flatten. You can also click flatten right over here in the lower right corner. So once you hit flatten, you'll see it's all on one layer. So we're going to click make it. It's going to look like a print and cut image. It's going to have this registration mark around it. It's supposed to. That's how the Cricut decides where it is on your mat, where the image is on the mat. It's going to read these lines, and that's going to tell it where this is. Now you can do this with the Cricut Maker or the Cricut Explorer. Print and cut works on both. Sorry, a motorcycle just went by, I can hear. So you're going to hit continue. You're going to select your Cricut device. I've already printed it, but if you had not, you would click send to printer. Choose your printer. This is inkjet printer material, so you can't use this with a laser. You need to use inkjet. I'm sure they have laser printable iron-on, however, I've not tried that. But you want to make sure you go into advanced options and choose best for your quality. For your paper type, leave it at auto or plain paper for this particular iron-on. Now when you get this iron-on material, it has a grid on the back, and the side's plain, obviously. So you want to make sure you orient that in your printer so that it's going to print on the correct side. So I'm not going to print it since I've already printed it, but that's what you would do, and then you would just click on your particular machine, and it's going to ask you to load it, and then it's going to, let me pull you back here. It's going to pull it into the machine. It's going to read these registration marks. It's going to pause for just a second, and then it's going to cut. Now you can see I've already did that part so that you guys didn't have to watch. So now we're going to put this on our shirt, and it's two different pieces. So let me get that off. Again, this is the Online Labels item number OL362HL, and it's the brand of the actual iron-on is JetPro. So I'm going to put this face down. I'm looking at the grid on my shirt, and let's see what did I do with my transfer. Oh, here it is. Just going to put a piece of parchment paper over it. Actually, I don't know. Do I want that? Yeah, kind of like that. Put a piece of parchment paper over it, and I've got the EasyPress on 320. I'm going to go 30 seconds and hold. It calls for, in the directions for this, it calls for 90 seconds, but they're expecting you to be doing it with an iron. Hi guys, sorry, I'm just looking at comments. Kind of hard to go both directions. For those of you that were on YouTube, thanks for being there. This is going much smoother. But that was totally my mistake. I'm going to scoot this over because I don't know if I got that side of it all the way. Could have got the big one out. And maybe I'll turn it this way a little bit. Make sure we can get it really well. So printable iron-on is definitely an option. It saves you from putting all those layers on. Again, I did the printable iron-on light for this one. That's what this shirt is as well. And by light and dark, they mean the color of your shirt. After you print it, you want to make sure you remove your EasyPress mat so it can cool down. This has to be completely cool before you peel it. So we're going to let that cool. But the difference between the iron-on light and the iron-on dark, if you can see this, this is a thermal shirt. And it's almost see-through. Maybe I get the glare off. It's almost see-through. It's a transparent transfer. And they do that so that you don't see those edges around it. And then the printable iron-on dark, and this is typical, is purely opaque. So that's kind of that's what they mean by iron-on light or iron-on dark. It's not light as in light heavy, and it's not light as in the actual vinyl is light. It's for light or dark shirts. So this has completely cooled. Oops, I lost the, there we go, lost the comments. All right, so it's completely cooled, so we can peel off the paper, hopefully. Actually, I think I'm going to press this corner a little bit. Should have got the bigger one out. I'm not getting edge to edge here. There we go. Just press those corners a little bit more. This doesn't take a ton of pressure. Trying to make sure I can see those comments. All right. And again, this is just a good way if you don't want to layer all that iron on. You don't have to. I'm going to try pressing this from the back to make sure. This is a pretty wide transfer. Are you using Cricut iron-on? This is printable iron-on by Online Labels. It's called JetPro SS. Printable iron-on, JetPro SS. It's a printable iron-on for lights, and it's by onlinelabels.com. This is my favorite. I thought I was out of this, but I had some in another stack. All right, so see if we can get this off. Oops. Well, I kind of muffed up the corner there a little bit. Kind of hard to get started. It's different than what you are used to with the like removing transfer paper. A little different than that. It's more like a paper. But it comes right off. Just have to work it a little bit. There we go. So there we have it. Perfect. Messed up that corner just a little bit, but that's fine. This is PJ's top. And this is the fabric that I found at Walmart. They're clearancing out all of their bolts of fabric. And I thought this was kind of fun. It kind of looks like a comic book. So I'm going to make him some PJ pants out of that with the Spider-Man top. This is strictly for inkjet, and it will hold up after washing. Like I said in my YouTube live, that I wouldn't wash this 134 times and expect it to look like new, like I did in, with the Cricut vinyl test. But it'll hold up. I mean, he'll probably outgrow this before it stops looking pretty good. It might fade just a little bit, but for the most part, it holds up. You do need to let this set for 24 hours before washing, and they do recommend that you turn it wrong side out and tumble dry. All right, hey Pat, are there any other questions? I know some of you were probably over on the YouTube channel, so you already saw this once. All right, do you need more heat once you remove paper? No. Now you don't want to put heat back on top of this, it'll melt. So once you press it, you're all done. But you do need to make sure that when you're pressing it, that it does take a little bit longer than a typical iron-on. And it does, make sure you get those edges. That's what happened right here. I didn't have that edge stuck down all the way, so just make sure you get your edges and make sure you leave it on there long enough for the transfer to take a hold. Any other questions? All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. We will see you next time, and thanks for being here. Bye-bye.